When you read the Word of God, you see several scriptures where Jesus kind of confronted the disciples with doubts. Oh, ye of little faith, why did you doubt, right? We see that in the Word of God. I'm going to read you a couple of these. The first one I'm going to read is found in Matthew 14, 31 and 32. And this is where Peter had seen Jesus, and Jesus called him to come to him while Jesus was walking on the water. And so verse 31 and 32 says this: immediately, so Peter started to sink, right? Because what happened? He walked on the water. Everybody gives poor Peter a bad rap in this whole story, but he's the only one that we know that actually walked on the water going to Jesus. But here he's walking on the water. So let's put that into our everyday life. He's walking on the water. What's he doing? He's stepping out in faith, and he's walking on the water, and he has a great attitude. He sees Jesus in front of him. But what happens? The waves start splashing up around his legs, and his mind starts to kind of kick in, right? Hey, wait a minute. This is impossible. I shouldn't be walking on water. That goes against anything I know. It goes against, gravity. It goes against all that stuff, right? And so what happens is he's seeing Jesus, walking. He's in faith as he sees Jesus, because Jesus says, Peter, come. So he begins to walk, but then all of a sudden he begins to doubt, because he takes his eyes off Jesus and he begins to look at the waves splashing up around him. So the doubts start to sink in, like, oh my goodness, I shouldn't be walking on water. This goes against all the natural things I know. And he begins to sink. And this is where it picks up. At this point in verse 31, it says, immediately Jesus stretched out his hand and caught him and kind of pulled him up, right? And said to him, "Oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt?" Because really, Jesus is the one that called him. So, and we could all stand here and say, well, if I was Peter, I would have walked in the water and I wouldn't have doubted. Yeah, hard to say, right? Possible. But in this scenario, Peter began to sink. Jesus kind of challenged him a little bit and said, Peter, why did you doubt? Why did you lack that faith in that moment? And when they got into the boat, what happened? The Bible says the wind ceased.